This had better be good, Cooper.
Yeah, sorry to bother you on Sunday, boss. I thought you'd want to see it for yourself, though.
Find the caretaker?
Yeah, eventually. He, didn't know anything about it.
That'd be right.
Well, he thought it was fine yesterday.
Unbelievable.
I suppose it's meant to represent blood, like an anti-war message.
You don't say.
Why would they do it in November? Why not Anzac Day?
Don't they teach you anything these days? The 11th hour of the 11th... It's Remembrance Day.
All right, yeah. A minute's silence for those out dead.
This paint's still wet. The vindictive little lout must have known we were planning a ceremony. Right, I want paint samples sent off. I want a door knock of the entire area. I want all paint suppliers questioned. And I want it done today. I'm rostering myself back on.
Yes, boss.
I want whoever did this court, Cooper. Nobody will rest until he is.
Duty on a Sunday, he must be stoned.
Oh, he wasn't too happy at all. He was talking about organising this ceremony on Tuesday.
Tuesday, Remembrance Day, the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, which marked the very end of the...
Great War.
Full points.
And it's also the day that Ned Kelly was hanged in 1880.
Well, served him right. He bumped off 3 coppers, remember?
What are you doing here today?
Would you believe it? Would you believe it? I left my diary here.
Oh, he's got to organise his golf game.
I know where it is.
I don't play golf.
You play nerd golf. You should see his handicap yesterday off the ladies' tee. It's shocking.
Hey, I've got it.
Yep.
11th of the 11th, 75.
Yeah.
Contain your rage.
Oh, it's maintain your rage, McKinley.
Well, the boss was in Vietnam. What's that got to do with World War One?
Deirdre, you're pathetic. I mean, Remembrance Day celebrates the end of all wars, you see, dear. That's what the Great War was supposed to be, the war to end all wars.
Well, you think people would want to forget about wars.
Oh, if only, Dash. Aren't you two supposed to be out door knocking for the
Yes.
boss? Eh?
So, here you go.
If you mean how are things going with Robbie, they're fine. He survived the detox.
Right, so he's staying with you?
Oh, don't start, will you?
Oh, what you want, Mags, you know.
Yeah, right.
Really? Truce?
Truce.
Morning.
Keith Purvis, what can we do for you?
Thought I'd save myself the stamp and pay the bloody thing direct.
What have we booked you for this time, Keith?
It wasn't you lot. Must be St David's. Bloody Nazi. 5K over the limit.
Oh, there you go, mate.
I suppose the check's all right?
No, you see what you've got to do, buddy? You've got to post at this post office box here. Department of Vehicular Transport Box 487 St David's. Keith, old son, there's no such thing.
Well, what's going on?
Who gave you this?
Oh, like I said, some fascist with a belligerent attitude, a fat gut and a blue uniform.
You reckon we've got an extra member of the force working for
Yeah,
us?
looks like it.
Oh, boss, can you look at this?
Keith, whatever your problems are, they pale into insignificance beside the damage to the war memorial. Yeah, but look, bring Bozo Ingram in. Find out what he's been up to for the last 24 hours. He desecrated
ticket
Mel's
is
Road.
evidence.
What about his mates?
Bring them all in. And every graffiti artist in town. I want to get at the bottom of this straight away.
Of course, it might not have been just the kids.
Why not?
There's a very strange bloke down to the Imperial yesterday. Very interested in our memorial, asking all sorts of questions.
Excuse me, I'm Sergeant Croy.
Tom, I was going to come around and see you later today.
Oh, Carrie, it's been a long time.
Yeah, too long, eh?
Well, what brings you south of the border? You on holidays or something?
Well, sort of an indefinite holiday.
Not long service. Come on, us old troopers are a bit young to retire, aren't we?
I was made an offer I couldn't refuse. Yeah, 5 years in the Cross, then promoted to CI in Darlinghurst. It was hell on a stick. You know what it's like.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't. Country policing must be a breeze. I wasn't corrupt, Tom. Wasn't for lack of opportunity. You got to believe me. But I turned a blind eye and I paid the price. My marriage went AWOL with everything else.
Sorry to hear it, Bob. I really am. What brings you down here?
Well, change of scene. I thought I might buy a few acres somewhere.
Listen, I heard you've been asking a lot of questions about our war memorial.
Well, it's Remembrance Day in 2 days. Wouldn't miss it for the world. I thought we could go together.
That'd be great. Listen, I've got to get back. Keep in touch, eh?
Yeah, I look forward to it.
Good to see you. Keith's information was wrong. This bloke turned out to be an old mate of mine. We served together. He went to the job as well, but up in New South.
Yes, that's lovely. We've got a bit of a problem here.
So it looks like we're looking for a local. What's the story on Bozo Ingram?
Well, he's gone to Queensland on holiday, left 3 days ago, so that puts him out of the picture.
And what about
the
the
paint
door-
samples are on their way.
What about the door knock?
Happening as we speak.
All right, get on all the paint retailers and anybody else we ever even suspected of graffiti.
Yeah, but it's a bit of a long shot.
Just do it, will you please, Nick? I want this yellow-bellied scum caught PJ.
Oh, I just rusted myself up. Apparently some bloke in a giggle suit running around handing out bogus traffic fines.
Well, any uniforms gone missing?
Oh, Maggie's going to check the Collingwood stores tomorrow.
Could it be homemade?
Oh, possibly. You know what Keith's like for details.
Wouldn't be too hard to whip one up.
Purvis. Keith, great. He's already been wrong about one thing today.
He was booked for speeding on the highway yesterday at 4 p.m.
Well, did he manage to give us a good description?
Didn't find a match in the muck book.
But he was positive this bloke was a copper, stocky, about your height, your age. What?
Just had a very depressing thought. Can I run something by you?
Cooper,
Yep.
fix that up, will you?
Darlinghurst Police. Yeah, I hear the new commissioner up there wanted to start with a clean slate.
Yeah, and apparently Bob took the opportunity. He's come south looking for a place to retire.
So you think he's our man, do you?
I don't know what I think at this stage. Bob's about my age, and he's not exactly what you call long and lanky.
Yeah, well, what do you think if Ben Copper would start working a two-bid scam?
God, no.
Boss, it's got to be a joke.
Not if he's armed, it's not. Listen, impersonating police is a serious matter. He has the authority of our uniform. Who knows what he might do?
Boss, we've got a very angry motorist out here.
Not another fine.
No, this time he's the victim of road rage, he reckons.
Well, can't you deal with it?
He's pretty steamed up.
I'm Sergeant Croydon. How can we help you, sir?
Bernie Loughran. I hope you can help me, Sergeant. The car just tried to run me off the road. I want whoever it was charged.
Right, calm down, Mr. Loughran. Are you absolutely certain that's what happened?
Yeah. He was tailgating me on the Widgery Road. When I slowed down to let him pass, he virtually rammed into me. Car's outside. Come and see the damage for yourself.
Senior Constable Schultz will check it out for you before we take your statement.
Yeah, well, I've got his number plate. Couldn't see his face clearly. He's beeping his horn, flashing his lights. I mean, these young hoons shouldn't be allowed on the roads.
Well, the number plate will be a great help. Senior Constable Schultz here will be in charge.
You know anything about catching this bloke or what? I mean, this bloke's crazy. He's a bloody menace.
All right, Cooper, McKinley, get a description of the car from this gentleman, then get out there and see what you can find.
Yeah, it's a blue Toyota, a blue-colour Toyota.
Mate, we'll do a rego check. We'll radio the details. You want to show me what these cameras?
Yeah, I do.
208, the rego checks out to Tiger Motors, Sydney Road, Brunswick.
Didn't even bother to change it into his own name. People are so lazy.
Or maybe he didn't want to be found, eh?
Any sign of the white Commodore?
We've been along the highway and up and down the Widgery Road twice, nothing.
Rightio, I'd stay out as long as I could if I were you. The boss is still in a foul mood.
All right, thanks a lot, Nick. Back to main channel.
What I don't understand is why anyone would want to be a copper. We get so much abuse as it is. Why would you volunteer?
Well, I mean, traffic fines are pretty hefty. You get a couple a day and you'd be doing all right, wouldn't you?
Maybe we should start asking for a percentage.
Boss, I was on the phone to the St David's disc office. Cash and 2 Connie's uniforms went missing from a dry cleaners 10 days ago.
Well, that's more like a complete uniform.
Yeah, 2 shirts, 1 tunic, size 42, 2 pairs of trousers, size 38 regular.
Fits with the short and stocky theory.
Yep, none of it's been found.
Oh, yes, I did it. Thank you very much. You guys are so easy. I can't get over it. Wow.
If you can't keep the noise down, you're out of here.
Sorry, yeah, sure. Sorry, man.
That'll be $10, young man.
Hey, any news on the war memorial?
Oh, no one saw anything.
Tom was a bit upset.
I thought he was going to have another heart attack.
Pretty mean thing to do, though, wasn't it? They have lunches? Yep, that's the list.
Oh, thank you.
That's a fluke.
It's a foul! It's a foul!
What? You bloody little lady. Get your hands off me, you stupid pig.
Hey, calm down, all right?
Let go of me,
Now
you
listen,
rotten
are you going to
pig.
calm down and make it easier for yourself? Right?
You're under arrest.
Dash? Rosie. Say sex.
Come on.
Oh, one more for the family album.
Dash.
Come on, you look cute.
Oh, yeah.
You can always tell your mates you ran into a door.
Well, everything's funny to you, isn't it? Can't believe you're friends with a loser like her.
You don't even know her. I admit what she did at the pub was wrong, but she's not really like that. We shared a desk all the way through high school. We were inseparable. I haven't seen her since year 11.
Mm-hmm. I wonder why that is.
She left suddenly.
Ah, good riddance to her.
Here we are, my little friend. 10 minutes on, 10 minutes off, it'll fix you up.
What happened?
He forgot to duck.
Oh, what happened to the other bloke?
It wasn't a bloke.
Listen, Dash needs you to help with a pat-down search on a female.
A female bloke?
Yeah, a friend of Dash's.
You're Rosie Burgess.
The name's Blade now.
Blade, what are you trying to do, frighten people?
It's not my fault if this one-horse town's full of slow-witted idiots, is it?
What sort of car do you drive, Blade?
Do we have to have him here?
You'd better just answer the question.
A Toyota Corona. Why?
We have reason to believe a Toyota Corona was involved in a road rage incident earlier today.
Look, he tried to run me off the road.
You were driving the Toyota?
60k on the straight, nothing in front, and when I tried to pass, the mongrel just swerved out at me.
Where's the car now?
Outside the pub where I'd like to be, if you don't mind. Look, how much longer is this persecution going to take?
I'll look into that. You two do the search.
Last lurch is off.
Surely someone must have walked through that park last night.
Well, apparently not. There must have been something good on telly.
Boss?
Yes, McKinley.
We've got Rosie Burgess, a.k.a. Blade.
Nick tells me she's our road rager.
Well, she's claiming that Bernie Loughran tried to run her off the road.
Oh, and she's also the person who assaulted me. She's got a problem with authority and a really bad attitude.
Have you searched her car? If there's red paint anywhere near her, I want to charge for that memorial.
But that's not fair.
Fair? She has just assaulted one of your colleagues. Oh, no, don't tell me. She's a friend of yours.
We went to school together.
I might have known.
She was my best friend ever since we had to do detention in grade 3.
Detention? I don't want to know why.
Well, we were caught wagging school down by the
said I
Long
didn't
Creek.
want to know why.
In fact, if it hadn't been for Rosie, then I would...
Don't tell me she saved your life.
No, not quite, but when I was 12, she stopped me from getting Dweeb Rogers to tattoo Akadaka on my arm.
I'm sure I should be really grateful. However, that doesn't excuse her from running people off the road or giving policemen black eyes.
Well, I'm just saying that if it's a matter between holding and bailing her, I'd be prepared to stick my neck out.
What, you're going to guarantee her appearance in court? Boss, she hasn't even got a fixed address.
Plus, her mother still lives here. She always knows where Rosie is.
No, McKinley, don't stick your neck out, no matter how good you think you are
But,
at
boss, she claims that Bernie Loughran...
All right, get me a fixed address and I might consider it.
Yes, boss. Thank you.
I wouldn't stay with that bitch if you paid me.
She's your mum.
So?
Well, she'll want to see you.
I doubt it.
Rosie, I have used up all of my brownie points with the boss trying to get you out of here. And all he wants is some assurance that you're going to be in court on the 18th. Why don't you stay at the camping grounds? Or a motel?
I've got better things to do with my money than waste it on accommodation, all right?
So since you've left town, you never had a place to live?
Yeah, I've had squats. Right now, it's the 1,000-star hotel.
Look, I'll tell you what. I can lend you some money and stay at the Imperial. It doesn't matter when you pay me back. You've just got to rent a room for a couple of weeks. Oh, what is the point in going to jail?
What is the point in anything? But it'd be rude of me not to take your money when you really want to give it to me. I'll stay at the Imperial. Okay?
You got to promise to be there until the court date. And the boss will probably want us to check up
Now
on
you're
you.
starting to push it. But okay.
Convince me, PJ. Arrest my sinking feelings and tell me that our fake copper isn't Bob Carrick.
Keith's description's pretty vague, boss.
Bob Carrick drives a dark grey Commodore.
So do thousands of other
and
people.
who better than a bent copper to fake a police ID?
I don't think bent coppers have a monopoly there, boss. Look, he comes to Mount Thomas. He knows your sergeant here. I mean, to do something like this, he'd have to be crazy.
Well, maybe he is.
Oh, he's in Vietnam with you, huh?
He was a vet, yes. Maybe this is some form of post-traumatic stress. None of this is rational behaviour. I mean, you are virtually judged guilty of corruption by your peers. Who knows what anybody might do? I mean, maybe this is some way of regaining self-respect or getting revenge.
We can't bust him on Keith's say-so.
We bloody well better keep an eye on him, though.
All right. I'll get a photo from personnel, New South Wales, make up a photo board, show it to Keith.
Good idea.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's him there.
Mm-hmm. Are you sure about that, Keith?
Oh, yeah. Recognise the shades.
Keith, they've all been digitally added.
Oh. Right. Oh, but that's him there, then.
Great.
Or maybe this bloke.
Shop! Come on. Shop! Wait a minute. Shop! Wait a minute, will you?
Come to make a big complaint, Senior Constable Schultz.
Oh, lovely. I've got a complaint about you too. You were supposed to be here for an interview in connection with that pub brawl 2 hours ago.
Yeah?
That's exactly what we're saying.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we were seriously delayed by an open and shut case of police harassment.
That's right.
Really?
Yeah.
Sergeant, we were well under the speed limit.
Well, way under. We can prove it.
For sure. We couldn't do 100 k's in his ute. Even if we tried.
No way, and that's down a straight downhill run.
Do I know you?
Oh, this is Morris, Miles' brother.
Sergeant, look, he booked us for speeding on the Widgery Road.
Which is mechanically impossible, mind
Impossible?
Who did?
A bloody cop.
Nobody we recognised.
At least not from round here.
Do you recognise any of these fellas on the board there?
Well, I don't know. Could be him. It's hard with the glasses and stuff. But the bloke had a mo.
All right, well, we'll try to imagine a mo.
I can't, Detective Hasham.
Okay, all right. One mo, how's that? Good?
It's more Merv Hughesy like. More handlebars, yeah.
All right, more, all right, yeah, how's that? Good?
Yeah, that's him. That's him.
You sure about that?
Yeah, no, it's definitely him.
And he definitely had a moustache, right?
Yeah, that I am sure of.
Clean shaven. Definitely. Definitely.
All right, so, Austin, you're absolutely sure that he had no facial hair?
He might have had a goatee. A goatee, I think.
OK, Austin, just don't start guessing.
No, his face was smooth. That's a fact.
Righto, fellas, thanks for coming in.
Sure, we don't have to pay.
Go on, skedaddle. Off you go.
So, have we got enough to bring Bob Carrick in?
How well do you know him?
Very well, 30 years ago. Look, he seems straightforward enough today, but, I mean, you never know, do you?
Well, all we've got is a pretty vague description which matches half the male population in his age group.
There's the car.
Yeah, and which Morris thinks was a Falcon.
What about their IDs?
Hopeless.
Well, nevertheless, we should check out his movements this afternoon, where he was. Have a discreet word with Chris down at the pub.
Me and Adam will go if you want.
Thanks, McKinley.
Look, I haven't seen him since lunchtime. He got into his car and said he was going off to look at some real estate or something.
All right, thanks, Chris.
Oh, Chris, while I'm here, what's this? It's money for Rose's accommodation.
Keep it.
Oh, thank you. It's very generous of you.
Generous has got nothing to do with it. I'm not having it.
You're turning her away.
Dash, she's trouble. I am not having her here.
So where has she gone?
Well, I don't know. As a matter of fact, I don't care.
Probably halfway to Whoop Whoop by now.
Oh, shut up. She's my mate. She wouldn't do that to me.
Excuse me. I got a message from Constable McKinley. She
Mrs. Burgess. Yeah.
Hello, Deidre.
Hi.
It's been a long time.
Why don't you come over here and take a seat? Look, I was wondering if you know where Rosie is.
No, dear, I've no idea.
Well, it's just that she is back in town.
Rosie's back. She must have heard about her stepfather. Mel died 2 days ago.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It was his heart.
I didn't know Mel very well.
It was no secret he and Rosie didn't get on. But we haven't heard from her. Not even a phone call at Christmas.
All right, I'll see you all later.
See ya.
All right, come darts?
Yes. McKinley, where's your mate?
Well, I'm sure she hasn't left town. She wouldn't do that.
Your faith in her is touching.
She's probably sleeping in a car somewhere. Do you want to go and have a look for her
No,
tonight?
McKinley, technically she's free to do what she likes as long as she turns up for a court case on the
The
18th.
18th.
You've been looking for me, Tom.
Bob, how are you? Good to see you. Yeah, how are things?
Can't complain.
Can I get you a drink?
Oh, no, thanks. I think I'll call it a day.
What have you been up to?
I'm checking out real estate. Must have travelled 100k.
Well, all by yourself?
Yeah, that's right.
Where's his alibi?
Woeful.
Mr. Loughran, I've had a bit of result in the road rager.
Oh, that was quick.
Yeah, it turns out it was an ex-local girl.
A girl?
And she claims that you ran her off the road.
That's a lie.
Well, when you came into the station, sir, you were pretty angry. Are you sure you didn't retaliate in any way?
I'm a peaceful man, Detective Hasham.
Well, we're going to need you to come down the station to go over your statement again, if that's okay.
Just let me know when.
Thanks for that. Bye-bye. OK, the PO box was taken out by a man who was short, stocky, but clean-shaven.
Did you give him a name?
Uh-huh.
John Smith.
John Smith? I suppose there's people called John Smith. Can we check the idea you gave him?
Yeah, sure. There's also a letter waiting in the box at the moment.
Better get down there.
Why don't we do a face fit with the post office and show it to Keith?
Hey, Chris. Yep, we'll be right there. Yep. There's a car on fire out the back of the Imperial.
What next? Chris, what happened?
I came out to sweep the beer garden and saw the smoke. It was already alight and no, I didn't see anyone.
The firists reckon it was deliberate. The back window was smashed inwards.
An ignited bottle of spirits thrown in?
Yeah, something like that.
Get Nick to run a rego check. Any idea who owns it?
Well, I think it belongs to your mate, Bob Carrot.
There's that name again.
I hope not.
How's your fire?
Oh, smoky.
Hot. Smelly. Hey, boss, I did that rego check for you.
And?
Robert Leonard Carrick, Coogee, New South Wales.
Please tell me that's a mistake.
Well, if he is the fake copper, it could be a revenge thing.
Or an extreme case of road rage.
Or maybe it's an old school villain giving an ex-copper a hard time.
All right, I want Bob Carrick brought in for questioning. Anybody that's not involved with the questioning, I want out patrolling it. Where the hell's McKinley?
Thought you might have skipped town on me.
So you're tailing me now?
Bicycle Mountie always gets a girl.
I still can't get used to you in that uniform.
Oh, well, it's either this or phys ed teaching. Of course, I could have joined the army. Do you know if there was a problem at the pub? There's always plenty of beds at our old sleep out. I only had to ask.
That's going okay. I've got low tolerance to being told what to do and where to go.
Look, I don't know what's happened to you to make you so angry. But whatever it is it your mum's fault?
She married him.
So you've come back from Mal's funeral?
Jesus, don't.
Look, I know that she would love to see you. She really misses you.
I didn't come back for his funeral, okay? I came back to make sure he was dead. And if he wasn't, I'd have happily have driven a stake through his heart.
Do you think you should talk to someone about this?
Don't make me laugh.
There are people that you can talk to who will listen to you and not judge, that can give you advice.
Nothing can change what's happened, nothing.
So how long have you been living out of the boot of your car?
I like living out of the boot of my car.
There are all sorts of rumours about why you left town in such a hurry.
Yeah, well, people have big mouths in country towns. Smaller the town, bigger the talk, you know?
So did you have the baby?
No, and he bought the car a couple of days ago. Lemon Motors under new management sale. And the old guy didn't make the drive from Sydney.
Well, why would someone want to do this to you, Bob?
Well, there's a few villains who'd like to cause me some grief. What decent copper hasn't got those?
We've got a case of someone around here impersonating a police officer.
A fake cop.
Yeah. He's been seen driving a dark grey Commodore.
Now, come on, Tom, you know that's absurd.
Well, you don't seem too upset about the car, Bob. You've got to admit that's a bit suspicious.
Now, I've lost my wife, my job, the respect of a lot of my peers. Losing a car doesn't even come close. I've learned the hard way that you've got to let things go, or they'll eat you up. Life's too short.
You've been identified in a photo board.
Oh, that's impossible.
You've been out on the road a lot.
So have millions of other people.
We've got 3 witnesses.
Yeah, well, I'm never going to live it down, am I?
Oh, hang on.
You might as well call my QC, tell him Bob says here we go again.
Sergeant Croydon said that we had 3 witnesses, Bob. He didn't say we were relying on them.
If this is some old-fashioned crook with a grudge, you know they won't stop at the car.
Yeah, right. Just give us a list, Bob, and we'll check it out. I'll see you out.
McKinley, your shift started 45 minutes ago.
I know, boss, I'm sorry. But I found Rosie. She was down by the old creek and I've taken her to the caravan park. She's going to
Has she got an
there.
alibi for this morning? A car was firebombed outside the Imperial an hour ago.
Well, she was down at the creek.
From what I've seen of Rosie Burgess, that and the War Memorial will be well within her repertoire.
And yesterday she was fighting at the pub, so she couldn't have done either of them.
Except we don't know when the memorial was vandalised. It could have happened any time during the night.
She flies off the handle at people, not
Did
statues.
you check
It's
a
not
car
remote.
engine to see if it was still
No,
there?
why would I do that? She looked like she'd been there all night.
You're all right. You and Cooper get out on patrol.
I'm still looking for a white Commodore or a Falcon.
Or anything else with a blue flashing light that isn't ours.
If I can get her into counselling, it'll make a very big difference.
Yeah, but it's the same as Robbie. I mean, Maggie's kidding herself. You know, she's ignoring the facts.
No, Rosie doesn't do drugs.
Well, yesterday she must have been on something in the
Yeah,
pub.
she drinks a bit. She's been through a lot.
And you don't call that drug addiction.
No, I'm not saying that she doesn't have her problems. That's Rosie's car. Rosie, you've gone too far this time.
What on your head, son?
I can't make any more excuses for you.
Thanks, bud.
To tea.
Nick. Are we just going to feed her tea and sympathy, or are we going to question her?
She's a bit upset.
She's upset? What about that poor woman?
Angela Bowman.
Cooper get her statement?
Yes, she was terrified.
As far as I'm concerned, this is conduct endangering life.
No one was actually hurt.
Get PJ onto it straight away. That young woman is a maniac. Just the sort of person who would desecrate a war memorial.
But what are we going to charge her with? We're going to charge her with desecration or road rage?
Both!
Look, I told you I don't know anything about the War Memorial, all right?
OK, well, let's move on to the other matter. Thanks. Now, can you tell us what happened?
I lost it.
From the beginning.
I'm driving along and this vehicle suddenly turns left right in front of me. I brake and I have to swerve onto
And
the...
this made you angry? Did this make you angry?
Yeah.
Right.
Something snapped. It just bubbled up. I couldn't stop it. I can't control it. It just takes over. I could have hurt the baby. I knew that I'd gone too far.
Because of the baby? Because it reminded you of your own baby?
Yes! My baby. His baby.
Who got you pregnant?
Who do you think? Who do you think? Bloody Mal Burgess! That's her!
Your stepfather.
Review suspended at 12:26.
A stepfather.
No wonder she never came back.
It explains her anger, McKinley. It doesn't excuse it.
But, boss, she was raped.
She's only been in town a couple of days. She's already caused more trouble than Attila the Hun. She's assaulted a police officer. She's caused damage at the Imperial. She's run a vehicle off the road. She's terrorised a young mother and her baby. Not to mention the damage to the war memorial.
She has an anger problem.
You astound me.
Yeah, but she's not really a bad person. And I'm sure now that she realises she has a problem, she'll get some help for it.
McKinley, your loyalty to your friends is admirable, but it shouldn't cloud your judgment as a copper.
Excuse me, boss. This is about Bob Carrick's Commodore.
What about it?
He bought it a couple of days ago at Lemon Motors.
Yes?
Well, it was previously registered under the name of Malcolm Burgess.
Who is?
Rosie's stepfather.
I think we've just solved the mystery of who firebombed Carrick's car.
Were you aware that the vehicle no longer belonged to your stepfather?
I knew he was dead. I wouldn't be here otherwise.
Did you set fire to it?
Yeah.
Why?
That's where it happened.
Where he got you pregnant?
Where he raped me. I thought if I could destroy the car, I'd destroy my anger. Didn't work, eh?
Did you feel the same way about the war memorial?
The last time, I never touched your pathetic war memorial. Why would I?
I don't know, Miss Burgess. You tell us.
Haven't I admitted to enough stuff for you? Have you got any other unsolved crimes you'd like to throw at me?
Rosemary Burgess, who'll be charged with arson, reckless conduct, driving in a dangerous manner and assault.
Come in. Well?
We won't be opposing bail, will we?
I haven't decided.
What if she promises to get some help? I know of a really good anger management course in St
McKinley,
David's.
we let her go yesterday and she immediately firebombed a car and terrorised a poor woman half to death.
But she stopped when she saw that there was a baby.
What if there hadn't been a baby?
There was. Look, I think that is really important because that is the trigger that's made her accept the reason for her rage.
Psychiatrist now, are you, McKinley?
She has never admitted that rape to anyone before today. And I think that with some help, and now that it's out in the open, she can find ways of dealing with it rather than blindly hitting out at anyone who reminds her of a stepfather.
You really think she can change?
I've known Rosie Burgess more than half my life. I thought I knew her better than I knew myself. I didn't know that she had this Blade person in her.
And now that you do know?
Blade isn't Rosie. And she wants to change. I know she does. Boss, I can't just give up on my friend. I'm the only chance that she's got, and I trust her.
I must be out of my mind.
You won't regret it.
Put her through the attendance register, but I want a word with her before she goes. Oh, McKinley, you better be right.
Thanks, Sergeant.
I very rarely give people a third chance, Miss Burgess. Think yourself lucky.
Oh, I do.
Lucky to have a friend like Constable McKinley here who's prepared to go into bat for you even though she knows there will be serious repercussions if she's wrong.
Thanks, Dash.
Now, she assures me that you've agreed to take some form of counselling or treatment to help control your anger. Is this right?
Yes, Sergeant. She's given me a whole bunch of brochures.
And made an appointment for you to see someone in St David's this afternoon about that anger management course.
4 o'clock, I'll be there.
Make sure you are, Miss Burgess. If I hear of any more instances of you venting your temper in my district, I'll throw the book at you, friend or no friend. Is that understood?
Yes, Sergeant.
McKinley?
Yes.
Take her back to her car.
I was just thinking about that poor woman.
Do you want to apologise?
What?
Well, she's home from the hospital. We could just drop in there and you could say you're
Whoa,
sorry.
Dash, one step at a time. Grovelling to a fat pig of a sergeant's enough for one day, don't you reckon?
He didn't oppose bail.
What did you do?
You are going to go to that appointment, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll check it out. Okay?
Rosie, I've stuck my
Dash,
neck
don't
out.
think I don't appreciate what you've done for me. Just I've got a lot of stuff to sort out, and I've got to do it my way. Okay?
Sure, I understand.
So, who's our fake copper?
Well, I don't think it's Rosie Burgess.
I didn't say that it... Mind you, I wouldn't put it past her. Have we got anything new?
Well, we got into the post office box this morning. There was one envelope enclosing a personal cheque. We've spoken to the signatory.
And?
Well, she says that he looked like a big policeman. Mind you, she was 5'1", and says that his car was a dark blue one.
Different car?
Might have come from a two-car family.
Well, it doesn't apply to Bob.
Excuse me, Boss. Richo's here with another speeding ticket.
Oh, another one?
Yeah, it looks like it.
When was this, you, Richard?
This morning about 10:30 on my way into town. I wasn't speeding, I swear.
Oh, well, that definitely lets Bob Carrick off the hook. He was with you.
Yeah, do I have to pay the bloody thing or not?
What sort of car was this policeman driving?
Burgundy Falcon, latest model.
Yet another car.
It's 4 separate cars, assuming that Morris is right about the Falcon.
Who'd have have access to 4 different cars.
Well, maybe someone's got a car yard or a car rental firm.
One of those security parking places.
Even a mechanic.
I struck in vehicles that all looked like police cars, the big Ford Falcons.
Oh, Ford dealership then.
Except the Commodore.
What are you getting at?
Well, how can he guarantee you the right sort of access to these cars if he works in an ordinary car yard?
Maybe it's just luck.
Well, who services the government cars at St David's?
Well, it shouldn't take too long to find out. Meanwhile, the rest of you try car yards, garages, anything you can think of.
Hello? I'm still here?
Yes, well, go home and don't let me catch you speeding again.
And Richo there, all on the Widgery Road.
Hey, PJ, you're right. St David's Motors service not only the police fleet, but all of the government agencies. In the last couple of days, they've had a dark grey Commodore, a white Falcon and a burgundy Falcon.
And the dark blue sedan?
Yep, but the best part is they've all been test-driven by the same mechanic, and he's just taken out another car. It's a blue-grey Falcon, November India Lima 930.
They tell you his normal route?
Yep, Widgery, Mount Thomas and back home on St David's Road.
Well, you should be right. You should get to Widgery Road before he does.
Oh, it's possible this bloke's got a scanner, so the code word for him is yellow submarine. We'll use the state forest map coordinates. And remember, we need him caught in the act. Just wearing a uniform isn't enough.
Like a fly to home.
208 to Mount Thomas Station.
Go ahead, 208.
Yellow Submarine has arrived at 2015. His code 5 boss, berthed and preparing for action.
Okay. Give him some time.
Hey, you're not going to believe this. It's Bernie Loughran, the guy who complained about road rage.
Oh no, that's Rosie going to her appointment.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
Now, you're that dickhead who ran me off the road yesterday, aren't you?
Hang on now.
Whoa.
This is what you'd call a citizen's arrest, don't you?
Good tackle, Rosie. Should think about joining the Mudlarks.
Hello, Bernie. That's a very nice uniform you're wearing.
I was saving you blokes trouble. I'm on your side.
Let me get this straight. In order to do your bit for law and order, you stole thousands of dollars from innocent motorists.
They weren't innocent. That's the point. Everyone thinks they can break the rules these days. See, nobody cares anymore. It's complete anarchy out there.
Interview suspended.
No, leave it on. For the purposes of the tape, I'm now showing Mr. Loughran a pair of overalls observed to have been worn by him just prior to his arrest. What's that mark?
It's just paint.
Red paint. Why did you do it, Bernie? I would have thought of all the people in this town, a war memorial would mean something to you. A monument to those people who died in service to their country.
Well, I tried to serve. Nobody cares anymore. Moderation. And I'm the sort of bloke they need on their committee.
Which committee is this?
Rural Watch. They reckon I was too hard-line, whatever that means. They said I was making it up about all the anarchy out there on the streets.
So to prove that there was anarchy on the streets, you desecrated our war memorial.
Owner James Loughran, you'll be charged with criminal damage, burglary, theft of a police uniform, impersonating a member of police, obtaining property by deception, making and using a false document. I must inform you you're not obliged to say or do anything, as anything you say or do may be given in evidence. Do you understand this, sir?
Boss, you wanted to see Rosie?
Yeah, come on in. Thank you, McKinley. Thank you, McKinley. Take a seat, Miss Burgess. Come on, sit down. I don't bite. Look, I just wanted to thank you for your assistance in the arrest of Mr. Loughran today.
Hey, don't worry about it.
And I thought I should inform you that he's also admitted to the damage to the war memorial Saturday night.
I told you he was crazy. Huh?
Rosie, I know what you think of me. It must be hard to believe in the goodness of people, especially after what your stepfather did to you. It'd be easy to stop trusting people altogether, to be angry with and hate everyone. But where would that leave people like your friend McKinley? Where would her love for you fit in? They called it the war to end all wars. It turned out they were wrong, but that's no reason to throw out the idea. It's easy to hit out in anger, but that's what starts conflicts, and none of us who've been in the field of battle would want that again ever. Nor are we here to celebrate war. We're here to remember the sacrifices made, in some cases, the supreme sacrifice by ordinary men and women whose love of their country and their friends and comrades enabled them to face their own fears and our mutual foes. In death, they've found forgiveness, as we in life have to find the power to understand and forgive our enemies. If we can do that as individuals, then just maybe we will find a way to end all wars.
Slow to anger and of great goodness. As a father cares for his children, so is your care, O Lord, for those who fear you. For you know of what we are made. You remember that we are but dust. Our days are like the grass.
Mum.